Man, Team Sonic Racing is out now, but I can't buy it yet since I'm saving for some music software. I just wish I could play something to help feed my racing needs.
No.
Oh, hey Dan, what's up?
If you need a racing game to play, then take this.
Ow, okay, thanks, but you didn't need to throw it at me. What game even was that? Oh. Oh my. Well, I guess this'll work. Let's take a look at Sonic R. Oh, and before the video begins, I just want to say this is my opinion and is in no way trying to affect yours. You got a different opinion? It's fine. Just don't hate me for it, alright? With that being said, let's get into the review. So, after the cancellation of Sonic Extreme, I made a whole video talking about that, by the way, you can find that on the top right, Sega spoke to Traveller's Tales to see if they wanted to work on another Sonic game, this time being fully 3D. They obliged, seeing as this would help them progress with their 3D graphics engine that they were working on. But you're not here for a history lesson, are you? You just want to know what I think about the game. Well, to disappoint some, I actually like this game. Now before you get mad, no, this is not what I would classify as the best Sonic racing game ever, but more of a guilty pleasure. Let's talk about the way the game looks first. For the most part, it looks pretty nice. Not spectacular looking, but nice on the eyes, with the exception of the last level, but only if you play it on the Sonic Gems collection. Speaking of the levels, their design and layouts are just okay, but nothing that would make someone want to go back and replay them on their own. There are some shortcuts in different paths, but they really aren't that interesting. Now the models for the characters on the other hand are really well made, for the time at least, all of them having this really cute chibi look to them that fits with the rest of the game really well. The animations for the characters that aren't robots look pretty stiff, however I can look past that. Now, there are 9 characters in this game, all with different speeds and abilities, and when you're moving, they control fine. When you're standing still and want to move in a different direction, however, it's just so incredibly slow. It feels like you're controlling a tank, and sometimes the movement can feel a bit slippery too. Alright, now I'm going to talk about each and every individual character in the game, because they all have different abilities, and I played as them all, so I might as well talk about them in depth. Here we go! Sonic's up first. He's the most balanced character out of everyone, and has 2 abilities, a double jump and his signature spin dash. While running, you can press down on your controller and he'll curl into a ball. It's not at all useful, in fact, it just slows you down. But everything else is what makes your overall balanced character. Tails and Knuckles are a bit slower than Sonic, and they both have the ability to fly and glide, also having the ability to spin dash on them, which is cool. They both have their signature moves from Sonic 3. What isn't cool is when you perform these moves, they stay in the direction you're going towards with no way to turn yourself into a different one. It's kind of like jumping in Sonic 06's Mach Speed sections. You have no control of your movement, and you're just stuck flying in one direction till you eventually fall off the stage and die. Amy, however, is worse, believe it or not. As you can see, Amy is in a car, and because of that, she is way slower than everyone else. And that also means she can't jump. So what ability does she get to replace jumping? A go fast button. Now this doesn't sound so bad, right? Well, you're wrong, because the devs thought it would be a brilliant idea to make it so that Amy is stuck going in the direction you're headed towards whenever you use it. My advice? Just stay away from her. No matter how much you want to play as her, just don't, alright? It'd be best if you didn't. Robotnik is similar to Amy in the fact that he's in a vehicle, but is a lot faster than her, and instead of a speed boost, Robotnik can shoot a missile that homes in on other players. But I would recommend that you use shortcuts as him, because Sonic is pretty damn good at catching up with you. Metal Sonic is not as fast as Sonic, but he comes close to his speed. He only has one jump instead of two, and can float across water for a little bit before submerging. Tails Doll has a pretty slow speed, a really floaty jump, and can float on water indefinitely. To win a race as him, I found that shortcuts are the best way to win when playing as him. Metal Knuckles is faster than everyone in the game, with one exception, but we'll get to that soon. He only has one jump and nothing else, but is a really fun character to play as. You know, when the other characters don't decide to be assholes and cheat the entire time. EGGROBO. EGGROBO can suck literal eggs.
He's the slowest character in the game. He can't jump because the devs thought it would be a good idea to replace the jump with the homing missile that Robotnik has.
Bullshit.
Bro. You done?
Yeah, I'm good. Anyway, let's move on to collectibles and rewards. Now in this game there are 5 courses. Yes, 5. We have Resort Island, which is one of my favourite levels because here in my country... Oh, weather is shit! Radical City, Regal Ruin, Reactive Factory, and Radiant Emerald. And they're all pretty short. In fact, this game in general is really short. Do you want to know how long it took me to beat this game? Go on, guess. Alright, got your answers? This game, in its entirety, took me 47 minutes. Yeah, not the longest game in the world, is it? Anyway, back to the courses. In them, there are hidden collectibles in every level, like these tokens dotted around every stage. There are 5 to collect, and when you get all of them and beat the race, you will go up against one of the 4 unlockable characters. I say 4 because even though Robotnik is unlockable, you unlock him in a different way. How? By beating the game. That's fine in my opinion, I never play as him much anyway. But, for some, that would be considered a pretty bad reward. What isn't a bad reward is getting the Chaos Emeralds, in which there are 7 to collect. There are 2 Chaos Emeralds hidden behind a bunch of doors in every course, that costs 20 to 50 rings, except for Resort Island, where there is only 1 Chaos Emerald. Now, it's not just get the Chaos Emerald and win no matter what place you're in, no. You have to come first in every race in order to claim the Chaos Emeralds as yours. That's fine in my opinion. since it adds a bit of challenge to the game which you won't find anywhere else. Now, the reward you get for getting all 7 of them is, you guessed it, Supersonic, which you can play as by going into the character select screen and pressing down on your controller while hovered over Sonic. Now, when you do decide to play as him, there are only 2 things you need to know, which are that he's the best character in the game but also the most broken one. I mean, good lord, he's the fastest out of everyone, he can run on water for crying out loud, and he can jump higher with the bonus of having the double jump that Sonic has. There is no way that you can lose a race when playing as him. He's basically Jesus. However, if you want to keep him and all the characters you unlocked in the process, then you are going to have to save the game, because if you quit without saving, then you'll have to do everything all over again, because there is no autosave function.
Wait, what did I just say?
No autosave function.
Alright, this isn't so bad, but how do I save the game? I don't see a way to save on the menu. No. Instead, you have to go into the options menu and select the save and load function from there. Now, this might just be me nitpicking, but I really don't like how this works. It's far too tedious, and you have to load your save file every time you want to play the game. Okay, rant over. Now, let's talk about the music. The music was composed by Richard Jacques. I'm not too sure, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Anyway, and the music was sung by Teresa Jane Davis. So, what do I think of it? Well, it's the cheesiest music I've ever listened to and doesn't fit a Sonic game whatsoever, but I love it. It's just so happy. Some tracks are better than others, but all of them manage to keep a constant smile on my face while I play the game. My favourite tracks from the game are Supersonic Racing, Work It Out, Can You Feel the Sunshine, and You're My Number One. And I think that's it. I think I've covered everything there is in this game. Like I said, this is my opinion and is not meant to change the way you feel about the game whatsoever. Now then, what would I rate this game? I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. Not an amazing game, it has a lot that needs to be perfected, but not a bad game either. You can have an enjoyable time on your own, and when you've collected everything, you can still have much more fun with friends on the multiplayer mode. And with that, this review can come to a close. By the time this goes up, it will be my 16th birthday. Yay. But that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. See ya! I don't know what that was. Metal Sonic is not as fast as Sonic, but he comes close to his speed. He only has a one jump. He only has a one jump. What? Why?
Just wish I had something that... Fuck. I can't do that.
Now, the reward you get for getting all 7 of them is, you guessed it, Supersonic, which you can play as by going into the carrot select screen, what the fuck? I mean, good lord, he's the fastest out of everyone, he can run on water for crying out loud,